Hello, everyone, and welcome to the BS Bar, where you are getting more booze and reviews. This is a weekly after-hours podcast from BS Drunk Movie Reviews, and we will be uploading the video version to our YouTube channel at some point. But if you're a paid member, you get it first. So you can also check it out there. My name is Vetta, and as always, I am joined by my brother, Matt.
Hi, you guys.
For our members, we will be doing the Bring It On series, franchise, whatever you want to call it.
Go team.
Sis Boomba, whatever,
Right.
And so on this episode, we're going to start with Bring It On. Before we start, what are you drinking?
I'm having, it's called a cheerleader. I'm drank most of it by now. I'll make another one though, but it's first off, it's delicious. It's pomegranate juice, orange juice, and then it's got sparkling champagne in it. It's delicious. It's so good. Except you've got raspberry. Are those raspberries in yours?
I
didn't put raspberries in mine, but I put they were like, put the pomegranate seeds, and I was like, you guys didn't say buy pomegranates, you said buy pomegranate juice, you fuckers.
Yep. Well, the pitcher had raspberries in it, and I was like, wait, they didn't say to buy raspberries, and I was like, I have some.
Yeah, I would have thrown some in mine, but we don't have any. The closest thing I have is strawberries, but yeah. But that's what you're drinking a cheerleader too, huh?
I am. I almost had, there's a drink called Sex with a Cheerleader.
I almost made that too. Look at you.
But I didn't have all the stuff, and I just didn't want to go. There's a difference between me going to my liquor store and you going to yours.
Mm-hmm.
Because you buy wine and I buy hard liquor. And I feel like I've been there a lot recently because I've been doing some gifts and thank yous and things like that. And I like to give alcohol as a thank you.
That is nice.
Or it's just for funsies. So I was like, I was just there like a day ago. I think that's going to be a little strange if I go back the next day. So.
I don't see any problems with it, but whatever. But I'm an alcoholic, so it's fine.
A social one. So, all right. So this movie clearly has a cult following. It's huge. It does. People love it.
And they should.
Right.
This is peak bad acting, and I love it. I'm here for everything this movie is offering.
I have so many great things to say about this. So, I love this because it's early 2000. Mm-hmm. So it was after my high school days, but just barely, I was just barely out of college. Now I'm really, really aging myself here. But it was just really great to watch how the young kids. Did you see it in the theaters or did you wait?
No. Yeah, I waited. It was on like home video before I saw it.
Yeah. I was pregnant at the time, so
this was the start of my high school career, so.
Yeah, this was me, Big Giant, and Pregos. So
right on.
And I think it came out while I was massively huge. So I was like, I'm not sitting in an uncomfortable theater chair. Fuck that. So
yeah, fuck that noise.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll just get started then.
Yeah.
So this movie starts in the very beginning, in a dream sequence.
Oh my God, I love this opening sequence. That opening cheer is just the best.
Oh yeah, but what does she say? I'm sexy, I'm cute. I'm popular to boot.
Great mention, great hair. The boys, I could recite the whole thing. Yeah, I'm not going to, but
I love it.
I love it so much. It's so good.
And when Torrance is, pops up and she's topless and everyone starts like yelling nice rack, all that stuff. Is that the moment that you were like, oh, this isn't really happening?
I mean, I guess so. I now watching it now, didn't somebody say nice bazungas? And I was like, who calls
Yeah.
them of that? That's
Yeah.
such a weird term. I don't even think they called them that when I was that young. I'm like, that's
I don't
ridiculous.
ever.
Bazungas. What?
Right. Well, I think if you listen real carefully, you can hear almost every term for boobs known to man being yelled at
Yeah, and
her.
one guy does this, and I'm
Yeah.
all like, what is this
The
all
only thing that
about?
would have
This
been
is
better if he would have went tune in Tokyo.
yeah, it was just ridiculous at some points in time. Like I was like, what you guys are just this is whoever wrote this is clearly just thinks they know what teenagers would say, and they're like, oh, they would say bazungas, and it's like, what? No, they wouldn't. That's so
No,
weird.
they wouldn't. So she wakes up, obviously, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think when her stupid boyfriend, I'm gonna say stupid, and that's a spoiler alert, but oh well, I think he's stupid.
I don't really
Uh,
think that's a spoiler.
I
But
don't know.
um
Anyone who hasn't seen this movie by now had better be under the age of 12. Um, what do you think of that whole thing?
he was just weird how he's like, don't kiss in front of the parentals. I can't mac on you in front of the parentals. And I was like, what? Why don't you talk in English? And I love how he was all like, I can't wait till next year. We can join me at Cal State Dominguez Hills. And I was like, is that a real school? Looked it up. It is.
No way.
It's a real school. Because
Look
I
at
was all
you looking it up.
I was all like, Cal State Dominguez Hills. What's going on here? This is too many names in one thing. Can't it just be one word like Harvard? But no, it's not. But yeah, no. It's a real school, and I was like, that's interesting.
Oh, and
But
can we
it's
talk about how his car is packed to go to college? Yet before he leaves for college, he's dropping her off at high school.
right.
Your college students are moved into college before high school students
I don't
return
want to. I don't
to
want to miss
school.
orientation.
Yeah,
Like who talks
orientation.
like that? Yeah,
He's like 3 weeks late for orientation.
for sure. But like us high schoolers care.
Yeah, right. So, um, what did you think of Big Red when she does the announcement? Because she's
Big
all dressed and she's also like going to college. And I'm like, again, the first day of school is not the first day kids for college leave.
right. I thought Big Red was a bitch, but I mean, I guess you have to be when you're. When you're a leader, maybe I don't know, but yeah, she was a bitch, and yeah, I'm just like, man. Did you like Big Red?
No, not at all.
Yeah, and I love how like I do not understand these movies that paint high school in this weird way where like you wake up and you have a full breakfast and there's sunlight outside and you're all like, this is not real school. When I woke up, it was still dark and shit, and I was on the bus riding to school. I maybe got a Pop-Tart on the way out. I'm like, I don't understand what world these fuckers live in.
Yeah, see, so I remember when I was in high school, yeah, it was like I got up earlier than anyone else in the house. And it was kind of I was up by myself. No one made me breakfast. But I will say, I am the mom that when my kids like the night before, I'm like, what do you want for breakfast? They're like a toasted bagel with cream cheese, or, if they say they want eggs and toast, I do get up and make them because I'm already up taking the dogs out and things like that. And
Well,
so
that's nice. I'm gonna be
yeah,
like,
but a full spread of pancakes, bacon, eggs, toast. No, no,
right.
that's too much.
I also liked how the teacher could not pronounce his name. What was it? Patone, and she
Yeah.
calls it Pat One. And I was like, what's going on here? This isn't a Twitter handle, asshole. Like this is his name.
And you're a teacher.
Yeah,
Sound it out.
and then those guys were all like, loser. And he was like, you guys didn't get the memo. And I'm like, I don't think they got the loser memo, sneeze. And I was like, nobody acts like this in high school. I mean, and clearly those guys were like 22 pretending to be 16.
Yeah, I think, and that's only because I've read stuff about this movie a lot. I think there were only 3 of the actual teenage actors and actresses that were actual teenagers. And I
Was it the
think
little girl, the little Asian girl, that Whitney's sister that
oh
that tried
no,
out?
well, yeah, but I mean of the main cheerleaders.
Gotcha.
Like Kirsten Dunst, I think, was only 17 when this was filmed.
Nice.
Which is hysterical because I know for a fact Gabriella Union.
Gabrielle Union.
Yeah, she was like 27, 28 at the time.
Nice.
How much did you love when uh Carver fell and broke her leg?
I Go ahead.
And she's still on the stretcher being all positive. Don't worry, guys. I'm a fast healer. I'll be back in no time.
Well, I loved her scream right before she hit the ground.
Her facial expressions through the whole movie, like she's not in the movie again once she's taken off in the ambulance until nationals, but even when they get to nationals and she's just there as a spectator, her facial expressions are just hysterical to me.
Yeah, because she's like, I'm Big Bad Carver. Yeah. And I'm all like, I feel like what was her name? Darcy. I feel like Darcy was bigger than Carver. Am I wrong?
Yeah, they all look a little too big to be flyers to me, but hey, who knows?
Right. I did feel like that guy that was like, I was like, do I look like a milker or something like that? Because somebody feels like a cow. I was like, that's insulting. You just called her fat. You're a douche. Um, so go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I just was gonna fast, but her facial expressions are her while she was leaving in the ambulance, and she's like, "I'm a fast healer." I'm like, "How do you know this? Like, there's no science behind that, sweetie. You can't just say it and it pops into reality. That's not how it works."
No,
Um,
not at all. Should we fast
so
forward to tryouts?
yes, that's exactly
Yes,
what I was gonna
please.
say. I love tryouts. This was my second favorite scene from the movie. I think you know what my first favorite scene is because I think it's yours too. But I love this scene because I was all like the acting is not good, but I just love how first off, I love the girl that was like, yo, 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 we about to kick it. And I'm gonna knock the socks off your VA and everything. And I was all like, and then the guy that was like, give my regards to bra. I was like, did you guys not read the flyer? Or
He
was there
showed up at the wrong place because
which
remember, he's like, "Is this the audition
no,
for
he
Pippin?"
didn't. No, he
Yes.
didn't.
Oh,
Because you
he did.
can't
He just
get
wanted
that
to sing for
mixed up.
everybody.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way you'd get that mixed up.
Well,
Because
there is. I feel no way you're trying out for a musical in the gymnasium. The acoustics would be shitty.
yeah, and exactly. And plus, everybody knows that if you're trying out for Pippin, it would be in a theater. And did he not notice those cheer bitches at the seats and the table?
Yeah,
Like,
can we talk about how there's no adult advisor? And I don't know about you, but every single team sport club or anything in high school
you know
had an
what, Vetta? You're being
adult.
a cheer tater and a pain in my ass.
Yep.
Yeah, no, there was what are you talking about? There was no adult supervision with this movie at all.
At all.
So
At all. And they act like nobody wants to be a cheerleader. I don't know about you, but when I was in high school, everybody tried out for cheerleading.
I
It
have
seemed
no
like.
idea. That
Oh,
wasn't
well,
my
yeah.
world. That was
Yeah.
not my world. If they did, I didn't hear about it.
So, and I will say there is, I think, a difference too. I'll get into it later, but um, yeah, we'll just move on. Okay, so what did you think of Jamie, Whitney's little sister? I thought she was dull and boring, and besides her being like 5 feet tall and 22 pounds, there is no other reason she should be on this team.
Is she? Yeah, and she was a freshman, right?
Yes.
And I love how Jan was all like she doesn't give any lip, just tongue. And I was like, yeah, she does. What a whore and everything. Although she looked very young, I was all like, I'm sorry, but only a skinny freshman could try to get some of that because anybody else would just look like a pedo.
Right.
So
For sure.
but yeah, you're right. She was dull, and she was all like, I'm all like, there's nothing you could do with her on a cheer squad. She had no enthusiasm. I think the girl bitching about underwear and the color red would have done a better job.
I liked the crying girl because at least they knew she could like do
Yeah,
the
and
moves and stuff.
yeah, and I feel like if they would have gave her another shot, like to come back one day and try out again, like after her boyfriend situation was over with, that it might have been a better tryout. I think that
Yeah.
she just needed a minute to compose herself.
And granted, this did come out in the 2000s, but or actually in 2000. But how fucking shitty of people were they when the minute Missy walks in, they're all like, "Ooh, a dyke." And can we
I
talk
wrote
about
down
the words they use?
they use
like,
the F
oh
word so, and I'm not talking about the
yeah.
word fuck. Okay, they use the F word so much. I was all like, wow. I was
And
like,
even the one gay guy is like,
Oh,
yup, he's responding to it like it's a positive
yeah, like
thing.
he was very, very controversial.
Yeah.
But I was just like that. I was like, I wrote it down. They use the F word a lot, like,
Yeah.
and unapologetically. Like, I'm all
No,
like,
not at all.
interesting. Yeah, I like, but we have to be honest. Missy's hair in that first tryout was gross. I was like,
Like, has
honey
she
needs
not
to run.
washed her hair in
That's
days?
exactly what I said. I was like, honey needs to run a comb through her hair because she has company. I
Was
was
she
just,
maybe in the first couple of, I don't know. I don't know what she was trying to do. I don't know. It was just
yeah,
gross. I was
yeah,
like,
there
take
was
a
no
shower.
helping.
You're at a new school on the first day and you showed up with dirty, skanky hair.
and a key and a chain wallet. Like, hello,
Yeah.
you're not helping the lesbian rumors, honey. Okay,
No.
okay. So after she gets the cheerleading position, the
Yep.
position,
And they're at the
um,
first practice.
yeah, at the first practice she leaves, right?
Yes, because
And Whitney and Courtney are just on Torrance's she's like, oh, they're all on her dick about, everything. I'm all like, you two need to chill the fuck out because you two don't seem like you're that great, okay?
no, no.
And then she goes to her house and she's all like, hey, come join our squad. And her brother helps with the
Mm-mm.
reverse
Back it
psychology.
up. Is that yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, we're at the first. We said the first practice. They did that
Yeah.
before the
Why
first
don't
practice.
you calm down and let me get there, hooker? Anyways, you're being a cheertater and a pain in my
I'm just gonna
ass.
drink. No,
Yeah.
you shut up. I want to hear it. I'm
Mhm.
drinking. Don't
Shut
bother
up,
me.
Vetta, and let him talk. Anyway, so and then so she's at this first cheerleading thing, and Brittany or Whitney and Courtney are on her dick about it after she leaves. And I love how when she gets to her car, she's like, I put my neck out for you. You're just gonna do this to me. And I'm like, honey, she just left your gymnasium. She didn't like smack your mother or anything like that. You need to calm down. And then so Kirsten Dunst goes from 0 to 60 in like a heartbeat because she goes, that's it, get out, I'm beating your ass. And I'm all like, what? Over
And I'm
this?
like, you're not winning this.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, are you now? And then she's all like, get in the car. She's like, are you serious? She's like, get in the car. And she left without anything, not a backpack, not a
Nor
phone,
did she
nothing.
tell anybody.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm all like, you two could have died in what was it, Compton? And
Yeah.
no one would have known because you didn't tell anybody. You just left.
Or she could have murdered her in the middle of nowhere, buried her in the middle of nowhere, and there's no trace of
Yeah,
her being
no
with her
trace.
at
No
all.
trace. Okay. Oh, and I did love how after so they went to the Clovers, their little game. Was it you think it was
It
a
was a
game?
basketball game, I think,
Okay,
even though
gotcha.
that's the wrong season.
And the Clovers, I love how they come out and they're like, we're gonna beat your ass kind of thing because they're like, you're stealing our cheers. So although I did like that cheer, I said burr, it's cold in here. There must be some Clovers in the atmosphere. I said, oh we oh. I did like that. It was super fun.
Can we say, why do the Clovers have so many more guy cheerleaders than
Oh
the
yeah,
Toros?
well, I don't know. The Toros had a lot. They just had the two that talked a lot, and
I
then
was
the
gonna say maybe
one
it's they just don't show them a lot.
they don't. But they had the one that in every cheer, the competitions, he was very animated. Like he was all whipping his head around and stuff. And I was like, look at you getting all into it.
He was probably one of the real actual cheerleaders they brought in to play a part. He's like, this is how you do it.
Right. And then I love how in the car, what's her face is all like, Missy's all like, it's just cheerleading. And then Kirsten's all like, I'm only cheerleading. And I'm all like, oh geez, honey, you need to get something else. And then okay.
What was she gonna do with her life? Be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader till she
Yeah,
was what, 23?
exactly. Okay, so I want to talk about this flashback of cheerleading camp, which I was all like, is that a thing? It is a thing. I
It
was
is a thing.
very surprised. Okay. So I love how Kirsten Dunst is like, I am cursed because of the spirit stick. I was like, oh, wait, what? And this part, I completely forgot about this scene since the last time I saw it. And I was like, she's like, I'm cursed. And I was like, oh, what's going on here? And then she's like, the spirit stick. I was like, the what stick? The spirit stick. And then she's all like, you have to drop the spirit stick in front of everybody. And I was like, oh, fuck me. She's got to drop the spirit stick. Oh no, I forgot. Oh gosh.
So
And
didn't your brain, since you forgot it, because I didn't forget about it, but now that I'm older and seeing it, when she said I'm cursed and talked about the spirit stick, I was like, oh, did you sleep with somebody at
oh
cheer
yeah.
camp? And you call it a spirit stick? I'm
Right on.
like,
So okay, so then she tells about this story. When she drops the spirit stick, those other girls fall so weirdly. They don't even like jump out to do it. They just like fall. And I'm all like, what? And then she's all like, it's okay. It only happens to the person that dropped it goes to Hades. And I'm also all like, you mean hell? No one calls it Hades ever. Not ever. Unless you're in like Greco-Roman period and shit.
or you're going to see Hades the musical.
Yeah. Nobody knows what you're talking about. You stop that right now. You stop that. Nobody knows what you're talking about. The Hades the musical. Get the fuck out of here. So the next
And
thing
can
I
we
had,
talk about how nobody caught it and they were literally like 2 feet away from her?
right? That's what I'm talking about. They all fell, but they didn't jump to get it. They just fell. And it was so they were oh, and I was like, what's going on here? This is so weird. Okay. I want to talk about their first game that they go to. Did you have
Oh,
any?
yeah.
Okay. So they're the first game, or the only game that they cheer at, right? When they're in the car, Jan is talking about how Courtney doesn't wear underwear and sometimes his digits slip. And I just want to say when Jan's digits did slip, that's called sexual assault. Okay.
I was just gonna say,
because
I mean, unless it was consensual, which she does give the impression it was when at the game she goes to tie her shoe and she picks her underwear
I mean,
like
I
away from
guess
her butt,
so.
but still, she's a minor, so
And it
yeah.
didn't look like she was having a good time while it was happening.
No.
And it was it me or did he smell his fingers? I feel like he smelled his fingers. Like he was all like, "What's that?"
Oh, he totally did.
Yeah. And then I love how when she's all like when they're like pushing back, way back or whatever, and she's having cheer sex with Cliff, and then
Oh,
Courtney and
yeah.
Whitney call her out, and I was like, you guys, cheer sex is not cheating, so you guys need to calm the fuck down and get off her dick. Everybody loves a little attention every now and then, and I'm pretty sure that what was his name?
Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. He was doing real cheating, so it's fine.
Yeah.
She can cheat all she wants.
Right.
Oh, I loved it when the Clovers show up at their game. Oh, so
On their
good.
turf.
On their turf.
Loved
Oh,
that
I
they
loved
called it
it.
their turf. I was
That's
like, oh my
all
God, what are
right.
we?
That's
The Sharks and the
okay.
Jet?
You're gonna pump our gas
Oh,
someday.
that was the other team, not the Clovers.
I know it was the other team, asshole. Gosh.
I did love that cheer. I'm like, is that the cheer? Like, I thought when the other cheer team came over from the other side, it was just to say, hey, how do you do? I don't remember battling cheers.
Right. Yeah, I never saw that, but I didn't go to too many football games.
Oh, you
But
weren't
I
a
love
Yay
it.
Sports guy?
No. Hi, have we met? Stop it. But I did love it when the Clover showed up and was like doing their cheer with them. But me, I would have been if I was in the crowd, I've been like, hey, those black girls stole their cheer.
Feel like a white privilege would have totally come out in that moment and been like, vandals are here.
Okay. So then I love when she's spending the night at Missy's house.
Yeah.
And she sees Cliff doing his rock star thing, whatever that was. It was super adorable when he was rolling on the ground. But I love how they're like teeth brush flirting.
Yeah.
Like
I was like, what do you call that?
Yeah, like they were like brushing their teeth, which is so sexy. It is if you're a chick because you can do the
Look at how clean my teeth are gonna be. Yeah.
motions and everything. But I mean, but I do like the whole time I would just be like, this is not a turn on for me personally, but you know, whatever, I'll go with it.
To each their own.
To each their own. Now, can we talk about my favorite thing in this entire movie?
Oh, please.
And I have only 2 words to describe this, and it is Sparky Pilastri. Pilastri. I didn't hear a fucking word you just said.
All excited because of the jazz hands.
They weren't, no, these are jazz hands. These are spirit fingers.
You're right.
Okay. I love this character so much. If they ever did a sequel, I know they did a sequel, but they should bring him back. They should.
He should have been in all of them.
I've only seen the one with that Hayden Panettiere in it, but if he's not in all of them, I don't know what they're doing. They should bring him back. His whole little dominatrix look, whatever he was going with those leather tied up boots. I was loving everything about it. I was loving everything. I wrote down, I love when he was all like, cheerleaders are like dancers who have gone retarded. I was like,
I just say, so there's another movie where they bring in a choreographer called Bride Wars, and they're learning their couples dance for the wedding. Mm-hmm. And when they bring in and I can't remember the name of the dancer because he comes in and does it, but the whole time I'm like, dude, you are channeling Sparky. This is because he is all over the place just like Sparky is.
Yeah, Sparky is my hero. Oh, and I love how so I love how he makes fun of Darcy for her fat ass. And I'm like, Darcy really doesn't have that big of an ass, especially today's standards.
No, she's like a baby Kardashian ass.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and a lot of dudes like a big ass. Like me, I like a 9 to a 9 to 3 ass, like a really big ass, And so, but
you want a little junk in the trunk, a little extra cushion for the pushing.
Yeah, exactly. And I love how he was all like, "You're all gonna eat about half of what you're eating right now. It's called a diet." Except Darcy, when you don't eat, your body eats your fat stores. Maybe if you stop eating, your body will eat your ass. I was like, this guy he is slamming these bitches hard. He is dragging them so hard.
And they're paying him to do it.
I was here for every minute of it. Every minute. I want to see the other 5 cheer teams that he coached. Okay, and I love she's all like, why do we all have to go on a diet? And he's like, because when you in cheerleading, you throw fat people in the air, and fat people don't go as high. I was like, that's so funny. Science, anyways. Right. And what were those pills he was taking? Because all I have to say is Sharesies.
I have no idea. And that was a big ass.
It was so big. They were like horse tranquilizers. They were big pills in a big ass bottle.
It was a huge bottle, and he poured a handful of them, and they were huge.
They were so huge.
I just was like, those aren't Tic Tacs. Those aren't Tic Tacs.
Oh gosh, yeah. Okay. Also, is it me or was his dance very sexual? Like it was like it was a lot of hip thrusting and like a lot of and the spirit thing with the motion of the hips. I was all like, what's happening here? This guy's very Prevo. It's like,
weird. You do understand these are teenagers, right?
Yeah. So that's all I have to say about Sparky.
That's too bad. I do love him.
I love Sparky too. Okay, you've been around this world, the world. She's like, welcome to the world of competitive cheerleading. It looks fucking awful.
No.
I would say anything.
So this is the one place where I have a problem. So they do not do competitive cheerleading. They compete as sideline cheerleaders. So cheerleaders who cheer at sports teams are sideline cheerleaders or regular cheerleaders. I think they prefer sideline cheerleaders. And then competitive cheerleaders are like dance and gymnastics all in one. They don't actually use words because my daughters did competitive cheerleading and did the whole go down to Disney World and be on ESPN and
the Ocho.
No, they were at the ESPN Center at Disney. So there is a difference. And they do have high school cheerleading competitions. But I can tell you right now, as someone who has been in the cheer world, the stunts and the uniforms that these girls were wearing, these are not high school approved. They were doing competitive slash college stunts and their uniforms, because if you watch when they go to nationals, all the other girls are wearing like this shirts that go long and everything. So I was like, there is a difference. They're not doing competitive cheerleading, they're doing sideline cheerleading.
Gotcha. Well, thank you
I
for
know, learn something new every
that.
day.
So competitive cheerleading, the world of competitive cheerleading looks fucking awful. I didn't like it at all. I wrote out that, the Clovers were not that intimidating in my opinion. Like, I like the little flips and the towers and everything that everybody does, but everything else is just like, whatever. It's like meh. Like every
Meh.
time, yeah, when they're doing their little moves and stuff, I'm all like, well, that's fun and everything, but that's just a distraction from these little flippy doos and stuff that I'm actually enjoying. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't
if they
think.
don't do the dance part and they're just doing the flippy and stuff, that's called gymnastics.
I mean, well, that's fine. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I loved it when Aaron,
Oh,
when Red. Oh, well, we have to talk about they fucked up on the fact that they hired a choreographer. I love how they went on right after a group just copied their shit. Like, I was all like, oh, it would have been so much better for them if they went on before them, so they could be like, no, they stole our moves and
right.
stuff and everything, but and it wouldn't be so embarrassing. Like, the other people would be more embarrassed, but
Mhm.
obviously they had to for the movie because it just looked bad. But at that point in time, I was like, maybe they should have just kept with the Clovers, because obviously the Clovers didn't go with the oh, ice, 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 break it down.
Right.
I was like, man, I was like, I would have switched right back to that one. I would just like, you guys, as soon as they did that, I would have been like, I brought the backup tape. I'll go give it to the music guy and we'll just do that.
I don't think she thought that far ahead.
I'm telling you what, I would have thought that far ahead, because the guy was taking like horse tranquilizer pills. I would have thought way far ahead. I would have had it. I would have had like, but oh, but I loved when Aaron tapped Red on the shoulder after she chewed Kirsten Dunst out, and he was like, not cool. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, get the fuck out of here, Aaron. And then he was all like, hey, quit being the coach. And I'm all like, Aaron, get the fuck out of here. We go kick rocks with all your noise. I don't
Well,
like you.
they don't have a coach. That's part of the problem. They just have a 17-year-old girl running the show.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I want to ask. When we get to I think it's like, okay, so they automatically win a spot and everything because they're the defending championship, but
Yeah.
I was like, okay, they did hire somebody to choreograph their thing. But isn't there like a point system or
Hmm.
some kind of like, because like, shouldn't they get credit for all the flippies and stuff that they did? I mean, granted, yeah, they pretty much did the spirit hands like the
Okay.
other people did, but
I've
there's
been
a point.
drinking, so you're going to tell me I'm talking too much sense and to drink more. But yes, there is a difficulty. So you start with like a difficulty like by cuz you've already turned in like your stunts and your tumbling runs and all of that to the judges, and so you have a difficulty, so then you're judged on how well you executed, how well you stayed with the music, in sync, all of that. So there are times that girls could have a perfect score and still finish like 15th place because those other 15 teams had a higher difficult or more difficult routine.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was all like, even if they hadn't had a spot automatically, I feel like they still would have placed somewhere. Okay. After that, Cliff takes her home, or Aaron takes her home, and Cliff sees that she's got a boyfriend that she didn't tell him about. And I want to be like, Cliff, you don't own her. She's not yours, fucker. So she doesn't have to tell you shit. In
And
fact,
out of
didn't you
sight,
guys
out of mind. Wait, what are the rules? It's not cheating if you're in different area codes?
exactly? Which then Aaron didn't cheat. He was just whatever. Okay. So Cliff gives her that tape. Now, he wrote her that song, which what did you think about the song? Go.
Well, she cried over it, and I went, really?
Did she
Really?
cry?
She had tears in her eyes, like a laughy, like, oh, and then she got up and did her weird dance.
Weird dance, weird dance. She kept trying to use the pom-poms as a tail, and I'm all like, honey, no, that's you should have left the pom-poms alone, but you're a cheerleader, so you had to. I bet you during that scene, the director was all like, just grab the pom-poms. Yeah, grab the pom-pom, Kirsten.
Yep.
Yeah, dance with them. Use them as a tail. You're a furry. And I'm all like, yeah, this is weird.
She's like,
Um,
Mom, what's a furry?
right. I liked his song. I love when he's like, I hate the very beginning. He's like, I hate your cheerleading squad, but I love your pom-poms. I'll feed you bonbons all night. I have one question. What the fuck
Mhm.
is a bonbon? What's a bonbon? Anybody know? Anybody know?
Yes.
No, exactly. So and does Torrance even like bonbons, Cliff? You don't even know her.
I don't
Okay.
know anyone who doesn't like a bonbon.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've ever had a bonbon. So what is it? Tell me. Tell Daddy.
It's a chocolate covered little, it's kind of like a truffle, but
Oh, okay.
not.
Well then yeah, I love
And you can
bonbons. They're
get ice
delicious.
cream ones.
Oh yeah, then I love bonbons. Yeah. He can feed me bonbons all night. Um oh, okay. So then she goes the next day. Did you have anything you wanted to say about that song?
No, I just, no.
Okay. I love the next day when she goes and then Courtney and Whitney are all like, Aaron talked to us and he said you quit and everything. And she's like, I'm not quitting. And then she gives her a little pep speech. What did you think about her pep speech?
I just went, why didn't you give this peppy speech of rah rah, we can do it before regionals?
Yeah.
Because you had 4 weeks at regionals and you just said there's only 3 weeks at till nationals. So you're late on this because you would have had 7 weeks. You would have just had to have a rough go of it in 4 weeks since you were already guaranteed a bid, and you would have had a full 7. Stupid
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's my thing. I'm all like, I didn't think her speech was very great either. She's like, we need to be something fresh and original. And she's like, and it's gonna be hard and we can do it. You ladies in. And I'm all like, oh, okay. I mean, your speech wasn't that great. I mean, like, I could have given her a speech, but whatever, it's cool. It's cool.
But you also got to
Um,
remember her audience.
exactly. Okay. So she ends up getting a check from her dad because the Clovers haven't raised enough money to go to finals. And she gets her dad's company because Darcy's dad, she can only get 500, but they need 2,000. Oh no. That was for the oh yeah, that was right. That was for the thing, right? So they end up getting money from her dad. And she takes the check to the Clovers. Um, and what's her face tore up
Isis.
the check. What?
Her name is Isis.
Whatever. Gabrielle Union. She tore up the check, and I was like, "Oh, you're so dumb." I'm all like,
I was
"Come
like,
on."
who's stuck up now?
And why didn't Torrance use her speech with her teammates when she was all like, "We're the best, and I expect us to compete against the best"? Why didn't she use that little speech for Gabrielle Union? I'm all like, that's a way better speech.
Because they had the backup to send the letter to Paulette.
Yeah, oh my God, I have thoughts about Paulette. Can we just skip to that? Let's
Yes,
just skip to
please.
Paulette. Okay. Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought up Paulette. Okay, so Paulette, this is the AliExpress version of Oprah Winfrey. I'll tell you right now, because her suit did not fit Paulette. I
No.
just want to say that right now. Her jacket was way tight, and then she was all in she was like in Jerry Springer's like old thing back in the 90s. Like he's all like, no, they can borrow my old set for the Springer show.
I would watch Paulette.
I wouldn't. I'm not watching an AliExpress version of Oprah Winfrey. I don't even like Oprah Winfrey. So why would I watch an
Oh, people
AliExpress?
hate you now. You're
Oh,
you're
she's a
going to
horrible.
Hades.
Oh, come at me, bitches. She's a horrible interviewer. I could do a better job than her. So I just like as soon as she came on, and then she's all like, and you don't have to lose any weight. And she's like, you're an honorary member. And then they gave her that cheerleader outfit. I was like, she's like, oh honey, I'm gonna look great in this. I'm like, you're not gonna fit in that, okay, let
Yeah,
alone
right.
look great in it. I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to pick on you because you're a bigger woman. I'm just saying, like, they sent you a small and they obviously knew what kind of a woman you
Well,
were.
they sent
So
her the extra when they had laying around
yeah,
in
right, because
case someone
they keep
forgot theirs.
right, they can't even afford to go to finals, let alone send you a cheerleading outfit. So um and then I love how she's like, and when you make it to finals, you better bring it. And I'm not, and don't just slack off to feel sorry for us. And I'm all like, why would they do that? Like,
Right?
even if you were a crappy team, why would they slack off? I wouldn't feel bad for you. I'd be like, you want to win, you got to earn it, bitch. And I'm not
Yeah,
going to give it
you
to you.
should have been here for those last 5 years when we took your routine. See, you couldn't
Exactly.
go, and we
Right.
took your routine for you. Don't worry.
Right. Okay. So can we skip to the finals now, or is there anything else you want to say in there?
No, are we
Oh, I
skipping past all of nationals or and going straight to the finals, or are we talking about nationals as a whole?
which was the nationals.
When they went to the end, like when the guy's
Yeah,
like
the end.
Daytona.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I
I
did
thought you
like
meant like the
how I
finals
did.
where they're like, and third place.
No, no, no,
Oh,
no. I
okay.
have thoughts about that. Hold on. There was I don't know if I wrote it down. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I didn't write it down, but I'll look it up real quick. But okay. No, I want to say one more thing about
Mhm.
Cliff. So when she confronts Cliff and she's all like, I listened to your song and it's like, good for you. And then she's like, he didn't believe me. You believed in me. And I'm all like, oh, fuck him. He believed in you. I'm all like, honey, you broke his heart by not telling him about your very effeminate boyfriend.
Yeah, I did love the part when his college girlfriend was like, "You're a cheerleader."
Oh, right on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that too. I love that too. Um, so yeah, do you have any thoughts about their you believed in me speech?
I was just like, and he's putting on his headphones and she kept talking. I was like, shouldn't you just walk away? Say what little dignity you have left. You're in high school and you're doing this in front of people. Walk
Right
away, girl.
on. So okay, so now back to the national slash finals, Miss I need to be exact. Okay. I love that it was called ESPN The Deuce. I don't know if that's a real I looked it up. I couldn't find like I don't know. I really didn't do any heavy looking into it, but I did find it like they do call ESPN to the Deuce, which I'm all like, that's kind of insulting because it's saying like ESPN the shit, you know. Um,
But don't you remember in Dodgeball where it was ESPN Ocho?
Ocho, I love that's way better. That's super fun. I love Ocho. Um, okay. Here's I don't really have any thoughts about all of the cheerleading squads and stuff because it all looked the same thing to me personally. I love all the little flippy doos and everything, but do you think real quick, I want to just say right now. Okay, so the two judges before we talk about the winners and stuff like that. The two judges come out. The one woman judge, she is the head of Cheerleader Fashion Magazine. When I heard this, I was literally like, is that a thing? And so I looked it up. Not a thing. And if it is, I couldn't find it. I tried very, very hard. Now that one I did do some extra searching on because I was like, there's no cheerleader fashion magazine. It is not a real thing. I found cheerleader magazines for sure, but not a cheerleader fashion magazine.
No. No, because usually the fashion is done by like the cheer companies, like the
Gotcha.
ones that are holding the competitions.
Right on. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so do you think the Clovers deserve to win? Honestly, be honest.
I go yes and no. Yes, because it was a good routine. And if the Toros would have taken it, they would have won. If they would have taken the routine and done it, they would have won. Um, but I just didn't like it as a routine.
The Clovers routine.
Yeah.
Gotcha. See,
They had
I
some
thought.
good stunts in it, but
This is the thing. I didn't this I thought that their flippy flips were better
yeah.
than the Toros, but I didn't like their song the song was very disjointed. Like it was just like wait and then and it changed like every 2 seconds, and I was like and then it was like that's the way and everything, and then they're
Yeah.
like and I was like, oh, what do I know, please tell me. But I like the one where the girl like flipped. But the other guys, the Toros, I like their ones where they did the little helicopter spin with the ladies. I was like,
Yeah.
that's fun. But their dancing just annoyed me because they did their little karate chops and then their little this move with the punchy punches from the Fly or whatever it was called. And I was just like, I was like, I don't know who deserved to win here, but I really didn't care for both of
Yeah.
your cheer moves. Um, I wish they would have came back for the sequel. Or if they did, I don't know if they did or not. I haven't seen the sequel yet, but yet as
Yet,
of
yes.
recording this.
Yeah.
But that's all I have for my notes. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Uh
We can talk about their ending when Cliff and her made up.
I kind of go, even if he wouldn't have followed her to Daytona, they still would have made up. Because
Right.
let's be honest, he's a boy, a teenage boy at that, and he had a pretty girl wanting his attention. So
Yeah,
they're very forgiving.
yeah, and plus it's not like she was like sucking that dude off in front of him. It's like she just kissed him. And he's like, "What was that?" And he's like, "It's my boyfriend," and everything. And it's like he's at college but he's all like, okay, your boyfriend's at college. See, I would have went out with her and been like, "Yo, you gonna suck this D or what?" Because your boyfriend's not here.
So did you watch the cut takes and the Hey
I
Mickey part?
Yeah, hell, Mickey. Yeah, which those I just want to say those people cannot dance. Like, what is going on here? There was a lot of this. What's up with people putting their hands in their face and doing this thing where they're just like moving their hands around? I don't understand that whole process.
I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know.
You explain. You're a cheer
They
mom
don't put their hands
slash
in their face.
cheerleader,
I used to be a cheer mom. I do not have my cheerleader is done and off and went to college. She is no longer a cheerleader.
but you used to
So
be a cheerleader yourself.
yeah, back when I was like 14, I did
Back when
not
they had
stick
the
with
real.
that life.
Gosh. Okay. All
Dun,
right.
dun, dun, dun. That's all I
Then,
remember is the
oh my
song.
God.
We did our number was to Salt and Peppa's Push It.
To our paid members, I will be getting that tape of that choreography of you, and it will be going up on our subscription websites because it is a treasure to behold. I'm telling you what.
I can't remember in the video if we were wearing our green sweatpants and our sweatshirt or if we were wearing our skirts
You
and
were
our
wearing the
sweatshirt.
skirt. I remember the
Was
skirt. Oh, it
I
was the
only
skirt.
remember, I mean, it must be a
Vetta.
traumatic time in my life because I only remember the song. And at some point during the dance, we sit on the floor and start doing high kicks.
Yeah, you do. Oh my God, I
sitting.
remember it. That's the only part that I remember. And listen, I'm not trying to shit on you as for being a cheerleader because I'll be honest with you, being, a man's man, I watched that tape a lot when I was little. So it's fine. It's totally fine.
Mom showed it to everybody.
Yeah. So, but I watched that tape and yeah, I love it. So so me watching it again will not be a bad thing. So
Right? Maybe we should critique it and review it.
oh my God, oh my God. Stop. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. Okay. Do you have anything else to say?
Don't, do you?
I do not know.
Would you recommend this?
100%.
100%. Everyone should see this.
I am here for this movie all day, every day.
And don't just watch it alone. Have friends over.
Yeah,
dress up. They
get the
sell the
pom-poms.
uniforms online. You can be a Toro or you can be a Clover.
Oh my goodness.
Make it a whole themed party. Do
yeah.
this. And they're online. There are probably like 5 to 6 different cheerleader drinks. You can
Oh,
pick one
I
and have
found
that your cocktail of
yeah, I found
choice.
Etsy stuff that you can put like
Oh,
like little
the dirty cheerleader I
oh my goodness.
found drink.
So
That's
good.
nice. So yeah, make it an event.
Make it an
Make it an
event.
event. So
Make it a treat.
right. Everyone who is invited will thank you
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so good.
so much. If I got an invitation to a Bring It On
Oh,
party, I would be
you don't even
so
know.
excited.
Oh my god. They'd be like, you need to I'd be the first one to RSVP. I'd be
Oh,
like,
for sure. And I know it sounds funny, but I would go as Darcy with the crunches and
oh my
the
goodness,
Cass
yeah.
in the Toros
I'd go as the
uniform with her
brother.
pigtails.
Yeah, I'd go as the brother with the spankies on his head.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next portion and do our
Let's
questions.
do it.
What is your question?
Okay, so my question is, who is your favorite main character in a movie that is a cheerleader? Go.
There were a lot of really good choices to pick from,
Mm-hmm.
but because of who Missy is in this movie, I went with Buffy from Buffy.
You asshole. That's my
Buffy the
choice.
movie.
Yeah, that's my choice. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah,
I love that movie
I
so
love that
much.
movie so much.
It's
When the other vampire, she stabs him and he's like, oh,
yeah, that's my favorite. Ah. Oh, and then he's like kicking them all. He's like,
yeah.
that's so good. I love that movie, and I love how he's all like, what? She's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she's like, I want to be a buyer. You know, it just sounds good, like buyer to buy. And I'm all like, what does that even mean? Like, so
There
and she
is
goes,
a job called buyers, but it is not what she thinks it is. Yes.
yeah. Yeah, and I love how she finds that like yellow leather jacket in the mall. And she's like, "Oh my god, this is so lush." And then they're like, "Oh, like it's ugly," and she doesn't buy it and everything. And then like later on, they have it, and she's like, "I
Hillary
thought it was."
Swank's wearing it.
Yeah, yeah. And then she's like, "Yeah, but now it's vintage." And she's like, "Yeah, vintage." And she's all mad, and I'm like, I'd be fucking mad too. That yellow jacket is amazing, and you told her not to buy it like an asshole, so you could buy it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, um, I did not pick any of these, but when I was like looking up what platforms the Bring It On movies were streaming on so that I could watch it, I came across from, and maybe we should add it. It's not part of the franchise, but it's called Bring It On, Choose or Die or
Oh,
something.
I saw that too. We're definitely watching
I
that
think we
one.
should just
That's
add
not
that
even.
on as a bonus feature.
Oh, it doesn't even matter if it's cheer or die, but it doesn't even matter
Yeah.
if it's a part of the franchise. It's getting tacked on to the back of this for sure. There's no options about that.
All right, good. I'm
I
so glad
assumed
we're on the same wavelength
yeah,
here.
oh, I assumed we were automatically doing that. So yeah, we're definitely doing it now because you've mentioned it. It's not a part of the franchise.
I don't think so. I mean, it does kind of look like it could be from the way the cover is, but I don't think it is.
Okay, well, we're definitely doing it.
Yeah, it's called Bring It On, Cheer or Die. It does kind of look like it could be part of the franchise.
Well, we're definitely doing. There's no options. We're doing it. Okay, so what is your question, Sweet Pea?
So my question is, it's a generic question.
It's
What
fine.
is your favorite Kirsten Dunst movie?
Oh, simple. Spider-Man 2. I love those, well, except for Spider-Man 3. I love those Spider-Man movies that she's in. Mostly because of Spider-Man, not her, but she just happens to be in them. There was also another one that I like, I was gonna say, but oh, what is the name of that movie? The close second is
What was she doing?
oh, Small
Oh,
Soldiers, because she's younger in that one, but I love that movie so much. But yeah, Small Soldiers, what's your and we did do, no, it's still Spider-Man 2, but I do love Drop Dead Gorgeous also, which we
yeah.
did on our podcast and our YouTube channel. You guys can check it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Okay, what's your favorite Kirsten Dunst movie?
So I kind of thought the same thing, Drop Dead Gorgeous, but I was like, no, we did that movie. It is a really great Kirsten Dunst
Oh my
movie.
God,
I
it's
do
so
love
good.
that movie.
Yeah, she does a great job.
Such a great job. And where do you get to see a girl do a tap number in the middle of nowhere, Minnesota, with the world's largest traffic jam
Or
on her
with a
way to her
dead
job
person. Yeah.
to
To
put
tap dance
makeup
with a
on
dead
dead people?
person.
Yes. I mean, but I chose, it was a debate for me. I debated between Wimbledon and The Bachelorette, and I ended up going with Wimbledon.
Okay.
She's she's a 16 or 17 or 18, I don't remember. She's legal, so she has to be 18-year-old tennis pro, and she's going to Wimbledon, and she starts sleeping with like the lowest ranked male guy, and he starts getting on a winning streak or whatever. But it's really good. The Bachelorette's really good too. And I feel like out of all of Kirsten Dunst's movies, The Bachelorette is probably super underrated.
Gotcha. I don't think I've seen that movie, but I'm
It
probably
has
going to. It's got the one
Rumor
girl.
Wilson.
Yeah, Rumor Wilson and Isla
Nope, her
Fisher.
last name's not Wilson, is it?
Yeah, Rumor
Oh,
Wilson and Isla
okay.
Fisher, and I don't
Okay.
remember the brown-headed girl, but who
Mm.
fucking cares? Doesn't the stripper die in that movie?
No, nobody dies.
Whatever. Whatever. It doesn't even matter because we're not watching
You're
it.
thinking of The Bachelor
Whatever. Who
or
cares?
Bachelor Party with
Oh,
Tom Hanks.
you're nobody dies in that one. The donkey
They
dies in that one.
Oh, that's right. The donkey dies.
Anyways, okay. Let's wrap this sucker up.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add today?
I just want to say I'm sexy, I'm cute, I'm popular to boot.
On that note, thank you guys so much for listening. And if you listen to our normal regular podcast on any platform that offers review, please give us a 5-star review. We
Please.
would totally appreciate it. Follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated. We will also be posting at some point, we'll give you a heads up, this video on our YouTube channel, so you can check that out if you haven't already viewed it, which you paid for it, so you should have viewed it
Yes.
on our subscription. And guys, as you can see, I'm having a great time. He's having a great time. You should have a great time. And drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, guys.
Bye.